Welcome back guys. In this video we are going to learn about event handling in AngularJS. I'm going to take you to documentation, and here we have this ng-click directive. So ng-click directives allow you to specify custom behavior when an element is clicked. So we're going to go and have a look at an example now. So I'm just going to minimize this, and here we'll go to app.js file. And here we will create a JavaScript object. We will have some technologies and we will have buttons there. So we have a basically we're going to create an application where we have different technologies, and we have the name of the technology, and we have the likes and dislikes of the technology. And on clicking the button, we want to increment the likes and dislikes. So let's create that object first. So we'll just say technology. And we have an array of technologies here. The first one is going to be, let's just say JavaScript likes. We can set that to 0 for now, and dislikes, we can set this to 0 as well. And then we are going to close this, and I'm just going to copy and paste this few times. So let's just copy and paste this. And let's just remove the last comma, and then here we'll change the name of the technology. So I'm just gonna say C++, and we just say Java, and we can change this to Python, and then we save this. Now we're gonna access this in our HTML, so we're gonna add this to scope object. So we'll just say scope.technology is equal to technology, right? So now we have access to this collection of objects. I'm just gonna go back to HTML file, and we're gonna create a table now. Now let's create a table. So we start with the table, and then we have t-head, and then we can add th, and we'll just say name of the technology. Just gonna copy and paste. We have 4 things to have a heading for. So here we say likes, and then we're just gonna go and say this likes, and here we'll have something like a button, or maybe we just don't need that. So we can just say likes and dislikes. Okay, we have another th here, and here we just say like / dislikes, right? And then we're gonna go and create a table body. So t body, and then here we'll use tr, and here we're gonna use ng repeat, and we'll just say tech in technologies, right? And technology is coming from here. So here we have a technology on a scope object. I'm just gonna copy and paste the name so we don't misspell that. And then here we're gonna go and create some TDs. So let's just do it and add a binding expression. And first we need a tech dot name, and then we're gonna just copy and paste this. Now let's just change this to likes, and then the next one is going to be dislikes, right? And then I'm just going to delete this for now, and I'm going to refresh the page here, and you will see we have a JavaScript, we have C++, Java, Python, and we have likes and dislikes 0, 0 for now. So now what we want to do, we want to have 2 buttons, like and dislikes. So if I click on like, it should increment this. So that would be an event. So we create 2 buttons, but before we create them, we need to have 2 functions in our app.js. So let's go back to app.js, and here we want to add a function which will increment the likes. So we add that to scope object so we can access that in our index.html. So I'll just name it increment, and then it takes a function, and we want to pass parameter as tech, and then we will add tech dot, we have a likes there, and we want to just increment that, right? So Next, we need to create another function on a scope, decrement. It takes a function tech, and then it has tech dot this likes, and then increment that as well. Now we have two functions now, so let's go and use them. Now here I want to create another TD, and inside that I want to have input. I'm going to change this type to button, and then value we just say likes, and then we can use our ng-click directive and we can pass in that function. So that was increment, and then we want to pass in our tech. So here we just simply pass this tech object, so we just say tech, and then we just close this. I'm gonna paste one more thing here, and instead of increment, now we're gonna use decrement, and then change the value to dislikes. I'm gonna save the file. Now let me quickly explain to you guys what's happening here. Now we created two methods, or we can call it functions in JavaScript. So we have this increment function, which will take up a like, or we can just say tech object, and inside that tech object, when we pass in the tech object, it will have the key of likes, and it will have a value, whatever the value is there, and it's going to increment that on our click. And here we're doing the same thing. We're creating a button, we're using that ng-click directive, and we have increment, and we're passing in the tech object. So tech object is nothing but just this tech object, right? So we already looked at what is ng-repeat. So now let's save it, and I'm gonna refresh the page, and here we have a button likes and dislike. So now if I click on like, as you can see, it's incrementing that value for the like. So if I just say increment this, we have a dislike, likes. So that's how you can deal with events in AngularJS. We'll look at these in details in our project, and that will give you a better idea about event handling in AngularJS.